Hi guys, this is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, and before we get into the video for today, I would like to just take a moment to wish every one of you a Happy New Year. Now, with that said, and you may have guessed from the title of this video, every new year begins with New Year resolutions. And we know what happens with them few days, few months, few weeks down the line. They're just completely forgotten. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a way, right? It is one of the ways you can, play around with this if you like. Totally play around with it. We're going to use our tarot cards and also the Lenormand cards to, we're going to mix it all up, and we're going to find a way to sort of keep that resolution, keep the motivation for that resolution going, get guidance, get more information about that resolution. Now, this is for when you have, say, a resolution. But what if you are also saying, I have all my resolutions and it's all very nice and fine, and thank you for the guidance, but I want something from the cards. I want the universe to tell me via the cards, what if there's anything else I should do, like a resolution that I should do for this year, to make get me more aligned with my, my life path and stuff like that. So that is, another angle to this. And so today we're going to do, look at these two specific sort of situations using our cards. And I'm going to use my universal weight pocket edition because the cards are smaller and they're easily they fit in the frame of the camera and everything. And then of course the Pixie's Astounding Lenormand deck, because the imagery is I believe is the same artist, Pamela Collins-Smith. So let me just go shuffle these decks and I will be right back and we will get into it. Okay, be right back. Okay, so as I said before, we're going to look at two specific situations. One where there is already a resolution in place and we're looking to get guidance for it and stuff. And this is totally a free-form spread. I'm not going to use any specific sort of spread. Of course, there will be spread positions because otherwise, what's the point? But we're going to just basically pull cards, and as we think of things, and we're going to pull cards as the question rises, kind of, I would say. And then we're going to top it off with Lenormand cards. They're going to give us the action plan, so to speak. All right, so the one that is unknown, that's fine, that's unknown, so the universe will say. But for the one that is known, there is one that I do need guidance for. Okay, and that is that I think that is a very common sort of New Year resolution. Exercise, workout, stay fit. Okay, all right, so just give me a second so I can focus. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just go make a fan here. Wow. This is quite the challenge when you have a whole camera stand right in front of you. Okay. All right. So what I've done is I've done two fans, within each other, kind of the tarot cards on the outside, the Lenormand on the inside. I think in the frame you can only see the Lenormand. Okay, so first, as I said, there's just free form thinking. The first is about exercising, weight loss, keeping fit, that sort of thing. So I'm going to ask my cards for more guidance on this specific resolution. What should I know about what should I know about this? What should I know about this? What does the universe have to say? What is the additional sort of information for me regarding this particular resolution that I've made? And High Priestess. Wow. Okay. So additional information, right, about me working out and staying fit. The High Priestess she's all about the wisdom from the inner world. She's also about secret knowledge, occult knowledge. And she's all about looking inwards and getting, it's a stillness there, but at the same time, it's a stillness that sort of covers the internal, there's a lot of stuff going on inside of her. She has a lot of access to a lot of knowledge. And behind the veil, see the water body, that's the subconscious, right? So she has access to all this information, and she uses that information to sort of, understand the situation better. So what do I need? So now let's bring this, this is a card that I can keep talking on for like hours, if that's the thing. But now, how do I bring this into, within the context of the question that we have asked? And that is very specifically about fitness. So I asked, additionally, what do I need to know about this resolution that I've made for myself, about staying fit? And looking at the High Priestess card, first and foremost, I think the High Priestess says that if I keep my body fit, if I consistently keep keep to my exercise schedule, to follow that resolution, I will be more strong for my the inward sort of journeys that the year may hold, or the inner, how do you say it? A healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit, that kind of a thing. It will empower me, really, I think, to for my studies, for my inner growth. That is what the High Priestess is telling me today. Why I should, what I should know about my fitness sort of resolution there. Wow, that was deep. So with this is awesome. Believe me, it is awesome. Now here's the thing. What happens with most resolutions is that a few days later, as I said before, they fly right out of the window, and we've forgotten them. I've come up with most creative excuses on the planet, just like everybody else, about why I shouldn't and why I couldn't and why I didn't work out that day or the next day, and all of that. So my next question is, potentially, what is the hurdle, or what could be the hurdles that'll pop up here? What in this in this journey of keeping fit for me, what hurdles are very likely to show up? So I'm gonna pull out one card here. 8 of Cups reversed. So this is the hurdle that will most likely show up. Now see this. 8 of Cups is the card of distancing yourself from a lot of emotional baggage, and just this guy walks away from this feelings and emotions. This is what cups are. And see this, even this the eclipse that they're showing here with the moon covering the sun, right? The moon is all about feelings, emotions, and that sort of thing, and the sun is usually clarity. And so what happens is the emotions are clouding or covering clarity. So when that happens, you have to really distance yourself from the emotions, so and sort of walk away, and you will get more clarity. You'll get a little bit more, the burdens will reduce. But in the reverse, it shows that you are unable to do that, and now this becomes a hurdle. So bringing it back within context of the question is that, okay, what could potentially pose or create hurdles for me, or show up as hurdles for me in this, for my fitness, resolution and a motivation process, is me unable to deal with some sort of emotional issue, me unable to walk away from the emotional angles and issues that pop up in my everyday life or day-to-day life down the line. And so that is a potentially a hurdle for me. And because I get caught up with the emotional stuff, and so I will not be able to stay firm on this fitness resolution. So my emotions really are going to get the better of me. Again, this is all water. High priest is also connected with the moon in terms of astrology. Behind her is also a water body, which very symbolically is the subconscious, but also water is water and feelings and emotions. And there's the moon here and there's a moon here. So ultimately, it's my feelings, my emotions, and me and my inability to sometimes cope with or deal with these feelings and emotions that about things that happen in everyday life will pose the biggest hurdle for me for staying firm on this workout regimen, routine, resolution. Okay, so what should I do to overcome this? Because hey, if it's a hurdle, that means I can overcome it. And in that case, I need to know how. How do I overcome this hurdle? Six of Cups reversed. Yes. Yes, I heard you. For me, Six of Cups is the flashback card, right? Most people, the keyword for this one is usually nostalgia, looking back, that sort of thing. So I like to call it the flashback card. In upright, this card shows us a picture. This kid, and he's giving her a cup with flowers. Again, keeping in theme with the whole emotion feelings thing, right? Looking backwards, looking into the past, that is what the Six of Cups is. And what happens is, usually when we look into the past, we tend to see things way differently. We tend to sort of romanticize in a way what happened. We don't see the negative aspects. That's why when you see this guy who's walking away, it's kind of hidden in the corner there, right? It's there, the corner of the mind, but we've sidelined it. We only focus on the nicer, happier sort of aspects of things. And so I like to call it the flashback card, but this is like being very nostalgic. But that's an inherent flaw in this process, is that we tend to romanticize the whole entire situation. And so the cards, since I asked them how should I overcome the hurdles here, and the hurdle which was dealing with emotional stuff that pops up in life from now and then, and the cards are saying, don't get nostalgic, don't romanticize these things, see them for what they are, and you'll be able to overcome this hurdle. Okay, and having said that, what should I do to stay motivated, to stay focused on this path? Okay. Haha, Seven of Swords reversed. See, this guy, right? Traditionally, he's called the cheater, right? He's a trickster. When all these people see this, all these people are away from their tents, the empty tents. They're away. They're doing whatever. They're discussing whatever. He sneaks in and makes off with their swords. He doesn't take all of them. He just takes what he can and he runs off with it. He's pretty pleased with himself. This is the trickster, this is the cheater, this is the thief. Call it what you will, right? But essentially, he is a trickster. Reverse, because bringing it back to the context of the question that we asked, right? And the question was, how do I stay motivated? Don't try to act smart. Don't try to, just find loopholes in this whole situation. Don't cheat yourself, right? Stay honest, stay focused, and stay on task, right? See, this is all about feelings and the mind. All right. So for me, Now, if I have to summarize this, for me to stay focused on my fitness resolution, I need to understand that the biggest sort of, the information that the cards are offering here is that a healthy body, a healthy mind will also promote a healthy spirit, because going forward during the year, there might be occasions where I need to really, really reach within my inner world for information, for sustenance. And it is also my work, right? Daily, as I do readings for people, I am constantly in that space. And so to keep me strong and inform in that space, I need to have a healthy body. And the biggest hurdle for me is when emotional stuff pops up in my life, in my everyday life, and when I'm unable to cope with it or deal with it, that would be the biggest hurdle for me to sort of get, for the routine. Because when I get emotionally worked up or flustered or too much stuff in my emotional world, I will very likely avoid working out. So in order to overcome that, my card says stop being all nostalgic and flashbacky and all of that about it. Just see it for what it is. Keep your perspective. Do not lose track of it by getting too emotional. And to remain motivated, I should stop looking for loopholes, stop trying to play smart and loose with all the rules that I've set down for myself. I should just be honest and stick to that routine. Okay, so what are the next action steps that the cards are suggesting? And for that, I'm going to pull 3 Lenormand cards here. I'm going to ask my cards, okay, so how do I set this in motion so that I get the best from this guidance, and how do I make it happen? Okay, what are the next action steps that I need to take to make this happen? All right, so we have fish, bear, and mountain. Now, typically you would see mountain as a hurdle, and I wouldn't blame you for that. But mountain also represents something that is strong and immoving. Okay, so fish is all about flow and plenty, and bear is again all about being strong, right? Different contexts. Okay, we have to always see, no matter which system you're using, whether it is tarot or Lenormand, context is important, because fish is also about money, bear is about savings, right? As we said, mountains can be about hurdles, but mountains in this situation is also about being strong and unmoving. So the cards are saying that I need to be, a lot. Fish is again in flow, right? Fish is all about being in flow. Fish is all about plenty and plenty of flow in that sense. So the card, again, there's a lot of watery reference there. So the cards are saying I need to find various ways or different ways to stay in flow and stay strongly in the flow of things, and stay strong and unmoving. So basically the cards tell me that for me, the next steps to take in order to ensure that I, all this guidance that has come through for me from the cards today, that I remain and I follow that guidance. I should remain strong and unmoving, like a mountain. I should also remain very protective, because the bear is like kind of mama bear protective. And I should remain very strong and very unmoving, and I should remain very firm on this path of mine. And I should, stay in that flow, in the zone, so to speak, and stay there very strongly in that zone. So I should just in order for me to remain consistent, I should be very protective of my zone, of my that flow of thoughts and even feelings, really, here, right? I should just be very, very protective of myself, and I should remain strong and firm. I should stand my ground. That's what the cards are saying I should do, which is perfect. Okay, so this was just, in this example, as I said, we have one where there is a resolution and we get guidance on it. Now, we're going to look at another situation, and that is where there is, apart from this, you want to ask the cards for something from them. So I want to, essentially say, ask the cards to give me a resolution that, what is it apart from all the other resolutions that I have? Because, you can do this process for all the different resolutions that you have made for your new year, and you get this guidance. And I would suggest that you do a spread something like this, or just randomly pull up cards in a similar way to get that guidance. You can write it down, you can journal it, you can, I would suggest that you maybe even take a photo of that spread and keep it with you, constantly looking at it, right? So you keep, that is also one way to keep yourself motivated to look at that reading all the time. But what, again, like I said, what about the times when you want to look at the card, when you want to ask the cards, okay, you tell me, what should I do to stay or get more closer to my destiny or to my alignment, or all of that? What should I do? What resolution do you suggest that I also implement in this year to get closer to my aligned, destined path? That's what I'm going for, towards happiness and towards abundance and towards prosperity, towards joy, towards creativity. So what should I do to increase all of that and get closer and closer to that path in my, or in my life? What do you suggest I do? My goodness, I got goosebumps. Okay. Magician. Wow, this is a card, right? Magician is all about taking charge. Magician is all about leadership. Magician is all about being the channel for creativity and using the tools that you have, using the wisdom and mastery that you have to manifest, to make this happen. So because I was talking about manifesting abundance, prosperity, all of that, and joy and creativity, see, the cards have said, in order for you to do that, what should I, what resolution should I put in place? And that is, I should just basically take charge of my life and become that channel for creativity and use my knowledge and my tools, use all of that to help me manifest these things in my life. Okay, so again, let's do something similar to this. Yeah, so now here we have an additional card because that's the resolution. So what more should I know about this powerful sort of resolution? Okay, Page of Swords, right? So Page of Swords is all about having so many different ideas and thoughts that just come. Now, not all of them will be useful, but there will be plenty. So I would say, also Page of Swords is like, I like take a pen, write it down. So whenever ideas come, just write them down. All right. There's an endless supply of ideas coming your way. There's an endless supply of creative thoughts coming your way. So just, make sure you write it all down. Okay. So again, what are the hurdles in my path? Looks like emotions are always going to be a hurdle for me. But Knight of Cups is also, slow and steady. So maybe if my camera decides to focus. Okay. So, because the Knight of Cups, if you see, now if you compare, oh no, hang on. The other knights are not there. The point is, compared to the various knights, every knight's horse moves differently. That is a very interesting thing to observe. And that will show you at the pace at which things move with that knight. So with this guy, it's all, dainty, creative, slow and steady, which might prove to be a hurdle, because, the way the thoughts are coming all fast and whoosh with the Page of Swords. And then the Knight of Cups says, okay, let's go slow and steady with this. Nope, nope, nope. It ain't gonna work. This is gonna be the biggest hurdle for me there. So how do I overcome this hurdle? Wheel of Fortune reversed. How interesting. So again, the Wheel of Fortune normally talks about finding yourself on that circle, on that path where you are essentially reaping the benefits of some previous actions or karma or deeds that you have done. And when it is reversed, it means that now you're reaping the rewards, so to speak, of the bad things that you are doing, right? So that is why things aren't necessarily working out. So for me, the way the cards are saying that this, if the slow and steady approach becomes a hurdle for me to look at that and to sort of deal with it or overcome this hurdle, I should realize that will end up in me being the recipient of not some good fortune there, in that sense that it will just basically turn that wheel around in a bad way that will just not help me. So just know that and don't do it. Don't get into this space, because you'll then end up being in a bad way. That is what the cards are saying. So for me to overcome this hurdle, I should bear in mind that it will put me in a bad place, and so don't do it. Okay, fine. So how do I the same way, how do I stay on that path? Or that the cards have said, for me to take charge and to become that channel of creativity and to manifest all of that by using the tools and knowledge that I have. So how do I stay on that path through the entire year? Knight of Wands. Again, see, now this, remember what I was saying about the horses. Now this guy's horse is like ready to go. Again, that sort of tells you that, he's just getting all excited, but he doesn't necessarily sustain that excitement. Again, reverse, he's totally not sustaining that excitement. So instead of me, so the cards are saying for me to stay on that path, instead of getting all, all excited and getting all hyped up, I should try to be more calm. So but then the Knight of Cups, who is actually calm, is a hurdle. See how interesting it is that the cards are saying, nope, don't have to be the Knight of Wands, you don't have to be the Knight of Cups, but maybe just stay in the Page of Swords. Okay, stay in this space of the Page of Swords. Just be a channel, open, receiving the wisdom, the creativity, the ideas and stuff. Don't try to do anything beyond that, or don't try to act upon it in a way that is either too slow or too passionate. Just try to find a very intellectual approach towards handling that energy. And again, if you studied your astrological correspondences, Mercury corresponds with the Magician card, or the Magician card is connected with Mercury, which is a very air energy there, very, very, very air energy there. So that is very interesting that instead of being all feelingsy or passionate about it, cards are saying use your mind or use your intellectual ability to handle this or make this happen. Okay, so now turn for the Lenormand cards to give me an action plan. Okay, about how I can put this in practice, how I can make this happen. We have bouquet, we have mice, ouch, and then we have moon. Okay. Bouquet is pleasure or happiness or joy, but then mice is something that takes away And then moon is actually your work or your calling, right? Moon is also work and calling or fame or glory or success and name, that kind of a thing. That's a very interesting thing. So what happens with the mice is, what's on this side, what's on the left of the mice is taken away, but what's on the right, uh, it it doesn't really, it helps or some such, that's the placement. So being mice, so anxiety, mice is also anxiety, right? So instead of being anxious about, being anxious about being happy or being anxious about being successful, will actually take the pleasure away from your calling, your work, and everything. So all this that this creative sort of energy that you're going to be doing. So don't be anxious about what you're creating. Just enjoy the process. So I think from all of this that I'm seeing here, the energy that I'm getting here is that just be the channel of that creative energy to come. Don't judge it, don't examine it, don't think much about what it is and what it is not. Don't try to derive something or attach way too much meaning to this. Just allow this to happen and you will see beautiful results. Because sometimes if I'm trying to manage that creative process, I might end up ruining it in a way, really really ruining it. But if I just allow myself to just be and allow that whole lovely energy to flow through me in that way, it will really manifest in an amazing, blessed, lovely sort of way. Okay, then. So, I mean, this is what I did. This is, the spread at the top is what I'm going to do for all of my different resolutions that I already have. And right here also I did a resolution where I didn't have a resolution, but I got one from the cards and then I got more guidance on it. Now, what I would recommend is you do something similar at your end. Of course, your questions can totally differ, and I'm all with you on that. Okay, you might, because for me, hurdles and overcoming those hurdles does play a role, because I always get sidetracked. I always, resolutions always just come and they're gone in a few weeks. So for me, this is the sort of the meat of it. But if you're the kind of person, if you're very consistent with your resolutions, then you might not want to do the hurdle bit, or you might just want to do it just for the sake of knowing it. But for you, consistency or motivation might not necessarily be your pain points. They may be other points which you might want to look at. So, all these things. So depending on your personal, very specific situation, you can also just, think about what they are and just pull one card for each, see what they are. I mean, this Lenormand part, if you're also into the Lenormand cards, you can also do this part, but this is just additional. Instead of these, you can just as well pull out a tarot card. Okay. So this is because I like to add these two systems together, because I think they play well off of each other, and they really give two different layers of guidance into the reading. But if you are not into the Lenormand, that is totally okay. That is just fine. You can, instead of this, you can just pull a couple of tarot cards, go with that, no problem. But again, very free form, very nice. So your questions might differ, your situations might differ, but I'm liking this, right? So here we have a resolution already in place and we got guidance for that. And here we just asked the cards for an additional resolution and we got guidance for that. So this is what, and what I would suggest, as I was saying before, as I again got sidetracked with my discussions, is that, we should do this quarterly, right? Every quarter, every 3 months or so, sit down and repeat this spread. Sit down and maybe you can then ask, okay, or if it's the same resolution, then you can say, okay, how far have I come, and what, so we know that 3 months later or 6 months later or 9 months later, this is how far you've come. And then, what more do I need to do to achieve that goal? you pull another card. So you can add this up. So maybe, I might just do a repeat spread like this, maybe 3 months or 6 months later. Who knows? Once the mood catches up with me, if I'm doing such a spread for myself, I'll just do one, for you guys too. So this is what I recommend, though. That we do this either every quarter or at every half yearly mark. So just to see where you're at and what more you need to do to get to your goal. So again, this is a great way to use your tarot in real life and to get guidance from the tarot cards, and for real life situations where this is where the guidance comes in real handy. So again, sorry for the shaky thing. I'm just keep hitting my hands on the stand there for the phone. Okay, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go right ahead and click on that subscribe button, because I'm going to be doing these kind of videos, tarot in real life kind of videos, more, one video at least every month. And so like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all these various social media. The links are in the description. And if you want to order, I'm still taking orders, because people are, they want me to do more annual readings. So if you want to order, you wanted to order, you didn't, or you forgot, or you said, okay, December is already over, but no, I'm still doing the annual readings. So if you want to order, get your orders in, and I will do the readings as soon as I can on a first come first serve basis. The link for that is also in the description. And oh yeah, there's one more thing. I'm going to make a very quick video about that later, but so keep a watch out on my next video. It's going to be about something that I'm thinking of doing, and it's been on my mind for a while. It's also one of my New Year resolutions. So just stay tuned, and I will make another video in a couple of days where I'll be talking about this. This is just hopefully interesting. So I will see you guys in that video. In the meantime, stay good, be good, play with your tarot cards, and keep your New Year's resolutions. I will talk to you soon then. Bye now.